All right. Are you kind of nervous about this one? It's okay. Let's talk about it. Jamie has 4 2/10 pounds of dried fruit to put into bags. She puts 35 hundredths of a pound of fruit in each bag. How many bags of dried fruit does she have? In other words, total divided by the pieces. Well, how many total pounds of fruit does she have? She has 4.2 pounds of dried fruit. That's her total. Or her dividend. Same thing. And she's going to put 35 hundredths of a pound of fruit in each bag. So these are your parts or pieces, or your divisor. That's what you're dividing it up into. These are your parts. So I've got all this fruit. Whew, it's got lots of fruit. And I'm going to just divide it up into pieces. So let's look at it. All right, question number 1. It says, see, 4 2/10 pounds divided by my total divided by my parts or pieces. Well, what is my parts or pieces? Well, let's see, my parts or pieces 35 hundredths. My total is 4.2. So that means 4.2 divided by 0.35. Well, Houston, we have a problem. Who is not a whole number? The divisor. What whole number should that be? That should be a 35. Now, to make it a 35, how many places did you need to move it? Once, twice. So what am I going to have to do over here? I'm going to have to move it once, twice. But what do I have to annex? I have to put something right here. That's right. I'm going to annex or add a 0. And my decimal goes straight up. So that's now not 4 2/10 anymore. That's 420. Some of you guys were getting nervous about that, weren't you? Decimal goes straight up. All right, let's pull up my paper step by step. Now, how many times does 35 go into 4? It doesn't. So we're going to separate it out, subtract. All right, what do I do now? That's right, bring down my 2. Bring this guy down, so he's going to make a pair with the 4 to make it 42. Now, how many times does 35 go into 42? Well, look at your first digit, the 3, and look at your first digit, the 4. How many times does 3 go into 4? 1 time. So if I did 35 times 1, that'd be 35. But if I did 35 times 2, now immediately 2 times 3 is 6. Is that going to be too big? Yeah, I'm not even going to go with 2. I'm going to stick with 1. So I'm going to put a 1 here. Subtract 35. Borrow. 4 becomes a 3. And then 2 becomes a 12. 12 minus 5 is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. That's right, 7. Bring down my 0. How many times does 35 go into 70? Well, I don't know. Look at your first digits, 3 and the 7. How many times does 3 go into 7? 2. If I did 3, that'd be 9, too big. So let's try 2. All right, 2 times 5 is 10, carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, 70. So that's going to be 2. All right, subtract 70. I'm at 0. And here's another thing. Always make sure that if you have 1, 2, 3 digits in your dividend, you have 1, 2, 3 digits in your divisor. So it says, how many bags of dried fruit does she have? She, or Jamie, she has 12 bags of dried fruit. All right? Now, I want you to do this problem on that same page. If you need to come back and watch the video again, do it. This is how you learn. Okay, so this is what you're going to be doing on that page. Okay, good luck.